But let's continue in this similar vein, and I would like to give the floor to Dieneke and to Ellen, who are two practitioners, if I may put it that way. They were working on these issues, but from a slightly different angle. Not so much of analysis and understanding big concepts, but more working directly in schools. We know that schools, educational systems are all based on protocols, processes that have to be respected. So my question to you is, how did you manage to work on all of these issues in your respective cases?
Thank you for inviting us, and you're all invited to Amsterdam, for example. Please all rise now. I'm a teacher, so I have to energize my class. Yeah. So you can exercise a bit. And my colleague Sarah, she's handing out some animals. Did you see them? The farm animals, yes. And that we do in our school, in our classrooms, because each animal has its own language in your mother tongue. What does a cow say in your mother tongue? Please exchange with your neighbors or something. What say a cow? Okay. It's different. And the duck, what's duck say? And the bird. Yeah. It's very international community here. You may sit now. Thank you. So everybody is awake? I was invited by Ellen-Rose. We work together. I work on a language-friendly school in Amsterdam, and I'm a teacher. I'm teaching every Wednesday, but now we are on holiday, so I could come to the UNESCO, and I'm also the vice principal of the school. It's a school in the middle of Amsterdam with 455 students, and they bring 30 languages at this time in our school. So you can say it's an international school, but it's an ordinary public primary school, not more and not less. We have all the world in our school, and it's very interesting. So our school population is very mixed, and we have like the Dutch residents, of course, and all sorts of expats, like traditional migrant families from Morocco, Turkey, Poland, more recently, and refugees, for example, Eritrea, Somalia, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, and so on. And a lot of mixed couples from Europe. From the late 19th and early 2000, we tried to use all the hidden sources of knowledge of our students for our education. So also the mother language. Knowing that home languages of students is of course crucial to feel at home, at ease. I was touched by your what you told me, that you weren't at ease at your school. You should be. That's the beginning of every process. So, but the students have to feel at ease, but also their parents, and they have to feel welcomed and with their full identity. So you don't leave your identity or your mother tongue outside the school. For the learning condition, it's better to use the mother language. We spoke that already this morning. And we see multilingualism as a strength and not a disadvantage. Sorry, my French is also in my head. And it was and it still is one of the main credos of our Sint Janschool. And we became officially language friendly in 2019 when we met Ellen-Rose and Rutu Foundation. So we want the parents feel free to speak in school their home language with their child. We're not cutting the band of the parents, and we want to have the connection with our students, the school, and the parents. So the triangle in our school. So you hear a lot of languages in our school. But we teach in Dutch also, and in English. That's a second language. The whole school have the same approach, and I will explain. And you see it on the schedule a little bit. We explicitly appreciate the home language of students and parents. So each new school year, to start off, every teacher makes an inventory of the languages spoken in his or her class that year. It's the first step to know the background and different language of your new class. Secondly, the teachers make together a week planning for the so-called language buddies, 20 minutes per week. A number of students who speak the same language, they get together to talk and to read or do anything, play. This is voluntary for the students. We don't force them to have a language buddy, but we know they like it. So, yeah. We leave it open. It's not forced. And yeah, so they can speak and they use their mother tongue if they want. And this is especially very important for the youngest children because our school starts at 4 years old and they stay at us till 12 years old. And in the Dutch system, you have right away the secondary school. We don't have lycée or something in between. And the youngest, they think they are a little bit different if they don't hear their language, and they are mostly silent if they think I'm a little bit different, so I won't speak. So we want the little ones to be at ease and have a language buddy if the language, for example, Finns, is not very common in Holland, and so we check if we have another student who speaks the same language. Secondly, we stimulate using home language when learning the academic language. And you have, can you just give the other slide? Because for all the students, also the normally Dutch students, monolingual students, we give the concepts from right away. So at the age of 4, we talk about, for example, these emotions, we give them names, and we ask the parents to discuss these concepts at home in their preferred language. That can be Dutch, of course, but also the other language spoken to. Yeah, you can switch to the other one. Yeah, okay. And a third, we do a lot of comparison during the time, and we say it's a sort language-friendly source. We educate our students. I do it myself. I give grammar, for example. Oh no, you have to switch to the other one. For example, conjunctions, and we say, what is it in your mother tongue? And so the students can react. They are energized because they have to think. The other one, and then I will finish. So you see, because, omdat, therefore, daarom, in Polish, and we teach what we have to teach, and we give it language-friendly source, so we implicate our students with our education. It doesn't cost much. And the teacher has to be open, because no one speaks 30 languages, but we saw and we feel, and all the community says, yeah, you're on a good way. That's how we can create create another reality, and the children, they learn, and that is what I wanted to say about our school. The minutes is over, and I give the word to Ellen-Rose now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. The last speaker is always difficult. So much has been said already. And to be honest, my background is in human rights law. I have been working on indigenous rights, education rights for a very long time. And to be completely honest, I get a little bit impatient with these kinds of meetings where we talk and we reiterate how important it is. When are we actually going to see a change? Right? And I got so tired of it that I was like, okay, we really need to start changing something. We've known for more than 40 years now the benefits of multilingual education, the benefits of education in a language that children understand. The science is clear. All the scientists agree on this. Now, why is this not yet part of the official policy? Why is it not in the schools? 4 years ago, we started the Language Friendly School. It's a quality label for schools that embrace and celebrate all the languages of their students and also their teachers and the parents. And we chose to do it like this because we wanted to really create sort of like a grassroots movement, not wait for the policy on top to finally tell us, well, we can do it. Let's just start and do what the scientists have been telling us all this time, that it works. And well, you've heard Dieneke just now, it works. And I'm really pleased to say that really without any funding from any government, we now have 50 schools in 11 countries. We're growing fast. And what's interesting is that you will see that we have both public and private schools. And actually they come to us. We don't have a budget for marketing communication. Schools find us who are motivated, who feel like, I've read this, I've heard other schools talk about this, and we want to be part of this movement. So these are schools like Dieneke School, a regular public school in a neighborhood in Amsterdam, or in Toronto, or in Spain, but also these very posh international schools in different countries who have exactly the same issue with students speaking many different languages, and teachers are not trained to deal with this. I'm proud to say that we also included now our first indigenous language-friendly school, which is in Suriname, which is where I'm from, and which is where the organization, the Rutu Foundation, was born. Rutu is a Surinamese word, and it means roots. It's about the power of having your language, having your cultural identity recognized within education. And through this, the work I did with this school, I realized the importance not just of having a school that pays attention to the indigenous languages and cultures. In fact, this little community in Suriname is probably the only community in the Caribbean where children still speak the Carib language, the Cariña language. And there are only 200 people in this community. And what we've seen and what we've known, and we talked about this today, is how detrimental education systems are for indigenous languages and indigenous knowledge. And let us not forget, indigenous peoples protect and manage 1/5 of the world's rainforests. Without them, we wouldn't have any rainforest today because we already destroyed all of it. So it is really important that we focus on the knowledge that indigenous peoples have, that they have an opportunity to transfer it to their youngsters, and not just through the regular school system. Because if we do that, we're going to wait a very long time before they get it right, because they train people before they have all the teachers in place. This community has, they will celebrate that their school exists for 100 years. Well, in 100 years that this school was there, they managed to have exactly one teacher from this community who speaks their language. So So beside the language-friendly school, we started a different network. It's called ILED, Indigenous-Led Education. And this network, we started it with several organizations, NGOs, indigenous organizations around the world to support indigenous communities to develop and execute their own indigenous education initiatives. And these can be there's tree planting in Kenya, there is an indigenous science club in Panama, and there is, and I will finish because I was asked to wrap it up, a mobile forest school in the Philippines. This was an initiative by indigenous peoples from the Philippines. The umbrella term is Negrito. They belong to the oldest indigenous communities of the Philippines. And I think it's appropriate that we end this session, at least my part, with the words of the indigenous youth themselves of why they need this mobile forest school. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank